Brilliant, driven, and drowning in silence, he was once celebrated for groundbreaking research in toxicology. Then, one day, he was gone. His death was later labeled as needless by the coroner, a verdict that raised more questions than it answered. Another professor, widely respected in clinical research, was later exposed for fabricating data in a Parkinson's disease trial. He was suspended for 2 years and quietly faded from public view. Academia promises prestige and purpose, but for some, it delivers burnout, paranoia, and a haunting silence. The dark side of academic life uncovered. Academia is often portrayed as a sanctuary for intellectual pursuit, a realm of discovery, innovation, and enlightenment. Yet, beneath this esteemed facade lies a more troubling reality, a landscape riddled with intense pressure, cutthroat competition, financial instability, and mounting mental health challenges. A 2021 survey by Nature revealed that over 36% of PhD students had sought help for anxiety or depression, highlighting the pervasive mental health struggles within academic circles. Further emphasizing this issue, a systematic review published in the Journal of Affective Disorders found that approximately 24% of PhD students experience clinically significant symptoms of depression, while 17% report symptoms of anxiety. These rates are notably higher than those observed in the general population. The World Health Organization has also identified academic pressure as a significant contributor to mental health issues among adolescents and young adults, noting its role in the rising rates of anxiety, depression, and even suicide in developed nations. These findings underscore a stark truth. While academia aspires to cultivate knowledge and progress, it often does so at the expense of the very individuals who drive it, leading many to grapple with profound psychological distress. Case 1. The tragic death of Dr. Stefan Grimm. Dr. Stefan Grimm was a professor of toxicology at Imperial College London, an accomplished academic with a strong publication record, but behind his achievements was a growing storm of institutional pressure. In September 2014, Grimm was found dead at his home in Northwood. His death was ruled a suicide. Days later, colleagues and media outlets revealed a posthumous email he had sent to several associates shortly before his death, a deeply unsettling message that laid bare his emotional and professional collapse. In the email, Grimm directly blamed the university's management for creating an unbearable environment, writing, "This is not a university anymore, but a business, with very few profiteering and the rest of us being milked for money." He also mentioned he was being punished for failing to secure large research grants and expressed fear of termination due to not meeting funding targets. Although Imperial College launched an internal review, critics claimed it failed to address the core issues of performance-driven culture and academic bullying. The case ignited global outrage, not just because of the tragedy itself, but because it highlighted a deeper systemic failure. Even tenured professors were not immune to the dehumanizing logic of publish or perish. Grimm's story became a tragic symbol of the hidden costs of academic excellence, and a call for serious introspection in institutions worldwide. Case 2. The fall of Diederik Stapel, the fake data king. For years, Diederik Stapel was considered a star in the field of social psychology in the Netherlands. Based at Tilburg University, he published dozens of high-profile studies that garnered international attention, exploring everything from racial stereotyping to environmental behavior. But in 2011, the academic world was shaken when it was revealed Stapel had fabricated data in at least 55 scientific papers. An internal investigation found that much of the data in his research was entirely invented. In many cases, Stapel never conducted the experiments he described, simply crafting results that fit expected theories. His falsified studies were published in prestigious journals and cited widely, misleading both the academic community and public policy discussions. In a written statement provided during the investigation, Stapel confessed, "I wanted too much, too fast. In a system where there is little control, where people often work alone, I took a wrong turn. The Dutch authorities found that over 30 PhD students were affected, as their dissertations were partly based on his falsified data. While Stapel voluntarily returned his doctorate and was barred from academia, the damage was profound. His case remains one of the most extensive academic frauds ever documented. It exposed serious flaws in peer review, oversight, and institutional accountability, and became a sobering reminder of how academic pressure can bend ethics until they break. Case 3. Student suicides in South Korea and India. South Korea consistently reports one of the highest youth suicide rates among developed nations. A 2021 survey by the National Youth Policy Institute revealed that 27% of middle and high school students had contemplated suicide in the past year. Among these, 39.2% cited academic stress as the primary reason. In 2023, student suicides in South Korea reached a record high of 214 cases. The intense competition to excel academically, coupled with societal expectations, contributes significantly to mental health issues among students. India. In India, the city of Kota in Rajasthan has become a focal point for discussions on academic pressure. Known for its numerous coaching centers preparing students for competitive exams like the Joint Entrance Examination, JE, and the National Eligibility Cum-Entrance Test, NEET, Kota has witnessed a troubling number of student suicides. In 2023 alone, 26 student suicides were reported. A recent survey indicated that 4 out of 10 students in Kota grapple with mental health issues such as depression. The high expectations, rigorous study schedules, and intense competition have raised significant concerns about the mental well-being of students in these environments. Case 4. The fabricated findings of Professor Bruce Murdoch. Bruce Murdoch, once a respected neuroscientist and professor at the University of Queensland, became the central figure in one of Australia's most significant academic fraud cases. In 2011, he co-authored a paper published in the European Journal of Neurology, claiming that transcranial magnetic stimulation could improve speech difficulties in Parkinson's disease patients. In 2011, he co-authored a paper published in the European Journal of Neurology. An internal investigation by the University of Queensland in 2013 found no evidence that the study had been conducted. The university could not locate any primary data, and it was revealed that consent forms had been forged, including one for a participant who was deceased at the time the study was allegedly conducted. Following the investigation, the university retracted the paper and returned the $20,000 grant received for the research. Murdoch resigned from his position and was later charged with 17 fraud-related offenses. In 2016, he pleaded guilty and received a 2-year suspended sentence. The magistrate overseeing the case stated that Murdoch's actions had given false hope to Parkinson's researchers and Parkinson's sufferers. This case marked Australia's first criminal prosecution for research fraud and highlighted significant concerns about oversight in academic research and the peer review process. It served as a stark reminder that even high-ranking academics are not immune to ethical breaches and the consequences that follow. Dark academia, the glamorization of misery, an aesthetic that gained popularity on platforms like TikTok and Tumblr, romanticizes the pursuit of knowledge through visuals of candlelit studies, vintage libraries, and classical literature. While it celebrates intellectualism, critics argue that it also glamorizes unhealthy behaviors. The aesthetic often portrays overwork as a virtue, with social media posts highlighting marathon study sessions and pride in sleep deprivation. For instance, a Tumblr post reads, "How to have a sleep schedule when staying awake at night and some form of self-destruction is 25% of your personality." Moreover, dark academia has been criticized for promoting emotional isolation. The emphasis on solitary study and introspection can discourage seeking help for mental health issues. As noted in critiques, the aesthetic can reinforce the stigma against vulnerability, suggesting that suffering is an inherent part of academic pursuit. While dark academia offers an appealing vision of scholarly life, it's important to recognize and address the potential negative implications it carries regarding mental health and well-being. The cost of academic glory. Academia has long been revered as the path to greatness, fostering groundbreaking discoveries and world-changing ideas. However, the same system that births Nobel laureates can also destroy promising minds. The pressure to succeed, to constantly publish, and to secure funding often comes at an unimaginable cost. Mental health struggles, burnout, and, in tragic cases, lives lost. It's a system that rewards relentless sacrifice but rarely offers the necessary support for its participants. From PhD students grappling with anxiety to senior researchers suffering in silence, the academic environment can be as destructive as it is demanding. Research by the American Psychological Association highlights how mental health issues are exacerbated in academia due to the constant pressure to perform. How many more voices will go unheard before reform becomes a reality? What price are we willing to pay for the pursuit of knowledge, and at what point do we question the true cost of greatness? Do you think the academic system is broken, or is the pressure just part of greatness? Share your take in the comments. Next week, we explore the chilling case of the Camden Ripper. Don't miss it.